Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm gonna be having ChatGPT make me a Lil Durk type beat, and we're gonna go for like a hard drill type beat instead of like a melodic one, because I have been doing a lot of those. But also, this has been the first ChatGPT beat in like 2 or 3 months, so I kind of wanted to do it again because I always thought they were fun. Alright, so we're in ChatGPT and I'm just gonna make a prompt for it real quick. Can you help me make to use? So the reason we say melody instead of type beat is because then they'll start picking drums, because I've done this before. So we're just gonna do melody. So let's just see what it says. Alright, so first it wants us to start with like a bell. So we're gonna do a little bell, like top line, I think, and then we're gonna do a little piano layer, so like that dun, everyone knows what that is, the dun with the piano, ambient pad, and then a sub bass. So we got the sub bass, you know, like the Chop Squad DJ thing, and then a reverse strings or choir. So I kind of have an idea we might use both of those. So we're gonna have like a string that goes do, like has a little grosbeat on, like a little glitch, and then we're gonna put a choir, like a or some shit, and we're gonna look for splice for that. So like, let's first just go into flstudio and make this bell melody. All right, so we're in FL, and it said put in 145 BPM, and then next we're gonna put a bell preset. So I'm gonna look for that. So we found this bell preset from Expand called Hollow Bells, and we might change this later. We're just gonna see how it sounds for now, but I thought it sounded pretty good. That's how it sounds. All right, let's just build down a basic melody. So basically what we did for this is we just made a top line first, actually. So we started off with D sharp, which is the first of the scale, and then we skipped it up and put it up an octave right here, as you can see. And we did the same thing throughout this whole top line. So we went through to the 6th of the scale, which is B, and then put it up an octave too, and then A sharp. It's called B. I need to fix it. It's my FL. But then did the same thing, and then right here to start the second half of the bar is I put it on F sharp, which is also kind of like a dark sounding note when you play it right in the scale. Because if you do like F here, I'll show you over here. So if I do F sharp and then it goes to F, it's gonna sound a little dark. You know what I mean? And that's why this sounds dark too, because they're right next to each other in the scales. Because it adds like tension or like a dark feeling to it, just because it's going doon doon. It's just how the scales work, and remember that when you're making dark beats. And then for my root notes, I use the 6th of the scale, which is B, and then put it down to A sharp. So this is how this all sounds all together. And we're gonna route to a mixer track, and we're gonna put some reverb on it because it told us to put a little bit of reverb. So we're gonna use this Valhalla and put this low cut up so it's not too muddy in the mix, and put this mix probably to like 20. Let's see how that sounds. And then another thing I kind of want to add to make it more atmospheric is we're gonna put a delay on it and set this to, we'll put the 4 first to see how that sounds. And that sounds hard. Alright, so next thing is a piano layer. So what we're gonna do is put a low octave piano and do dun, like it's pretty simple, and just follow the root notes. We might add a little bit to it, but let's just hear how it sounds at first. I'm gonna pull out one of my favorite piano presets. It's the Nor Pure, and it's the dark preset. So now I'm just gonna go in this piano and just follow these root notes. So it's gonna be B, and we're just gonna have it super simple. We're just gonna have it copied, and that goes down, and then we're gonna put it down till, we'll try the 3rd octave and see how that sounds, and maybe copy it down to another octave. So let's just hear how this sounds. All right, we're gonna try putting this note up to, we'll try D sharp. Alright, and we're gonna do the same thing to this bottom one. Just hear how it sounds. Yeah, and that sounds hard. So we're gonna copy this over and we're gonna do the same thing to this one. Just see how this sounds. So we'll put it up to, we'll try C sharp for this one. We're gonna copy this over and let's just see if we can add a little bit of a top line. We'll just do the, alright, let's hear how this sounds. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna layer it, honestly. And put this right here. And copy it over. So actually I do like how it sounds, but I don't want it to be as prominent. I want it to be a little quieter, and always remember to randomize your velocities with the piano so it sounds a little more realistic. And down here we're gonna do it too, but not as much, just a little bit. So let's just highlight these and see how it sounds. Sounds straight. And we're gonna put a little bit of reverb on this. So insert 2 and turn this up a little more. Alright, so the next sound's an ambient pad. So a dark evolving pad with a low pass filter, just holding a single note or fifth intervals. Okay, so I know what it's trying to say. So we're gonna go into Analog Lab. Analog Lab has some of my favorite pads. So we're just gonna look through presets really quick. Alright, so we found this preset called Major Christian. We're gonna see how this sounds. It might be whack. So let's just put it right here. And it said just have it go continuously. So let's hear how that sounds. And then it's a fifth, so we're gonna put it like that. Or maybe we could go like this. And also I want to try putting this time up just a little bit so it's not as fast. And what's this brightness now? I'll do this here. Alright, so next we're gonna put a low pass filter on it. Alright, so next thing is the sub bass. So this is gonna be pretty simple. So just go into any drum kit, you could probably find one, and find like a sub 808, and we're gonna use this. And then always remember to turn your hold on your envelope, and then we're gonna get this contact, copy the thing into here, and then just go like this, get rid of this, and then put it up to the 5th octave because it's a one shot. So let's hear how this sounds. I'm gonna try one more bass and we'll see if we like it. Let's try this. So next is the strings. So we're gonna use reverse strings or choir. So let's do the strings first. And I don't know if I'm gonna do a reverse, but I have kind of an idea for it. So let's go into SRX strings. So very hard, like just good sound strings. And let's copy this Analog Lab preset in here and let's just hear it solo. So what we're gonna do is put gross beat on it, and we're gonna put the 1 beat gate on it, this thing, and we'll just mess with it. So let's just hear it. Alright, now what we're gonna do, because I don't have gross beat, I only have the $200 edition of FL, and we're gonna just render it out, and let's hear it. And then we can remove gross beat from this just because like we need to be able to save. So look, I click Control S and save. And then we're gonna put the reverb on it, like right here, put the mix on it. And then I also do want to put another delay on it. So we're gonna set this one to 8 though. And then this is where we're gonna adjust it. Oh wait, I have to route it. Alright, now let's just hear how it sounds reversed. It might be whack, but damn, that does sound hard. So since the root notes are different and it reversed the whole sample, we just gotta rearrange it like this. Sounds good. Alright, and now we can split by channel, and we'll just throw all of these in here and put this down here just for organization. And let's hear how everything sounds. And then last, actually one more thing before we add the choir, is we're gonna add just a little bell, you know, always good to add a bell, it always hits. And put cut itself on, and we're just gonna put it in there, so. Alright, so we found this choir. So first things first is I just put it in stretch mode, and then I'm just gonna drag it on grid, and we're gonna grab that and just drag it on grid, put it right here, and then we're gonna Control C it so we can have it. Alright, so since we have this consolidated now, we can change the pitch. So it's in B minor or B flat minor, which is A sharp, and we're in D sharp. We should have to go up 4, actually 5. Alright, so this is how it sounds. Alright, it sounds kind of weak right now, but what we do is we put effects on it, and then it sounds good. So we're gonna put EQ on it, cut out most of the highs and lows, and just make it kind of a background thing that's kind of ambient. That's what I see in it. And let me copy this reverb to it. Next, we're gonna add delay, and we're gonna set this one to 8 and turn this mix down to like 30-40%, and then we're gonna add another delay. So now let's just hear this with everything else. Alright, so next step after we're done with all this, and I usually don't really have to do this, but this is kind of a busy beat, so we're gonna gain stage and just like mix everything. So alright, so this is the melody. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna route it to a melody bus and name it melody bus. And then what we're gonna do is put an EQ next on it just to cut out these low ends of it so we can add the 808. And then the reason I put it to a melody bus though and put the EQ pass on all of it is so I can control it manually. Like there's little parts, like I cut the lows a little bit out of the bells. I wouldn't cut it out of this grand piano, maybe just a slight bit, like to the 50 hertz range. The lows are already cut out, so like, you know what I mean, just subtle stuff. Now we can EQ out the lows and use this automation when we're arranging it. Alright, so we're about to do the drums, and for this melody, it's kind of like a little busy. There's a lot of elements to it, so we're gonna go a little easier on the drums. But I'm still like sauce them up, obviously. So, and let's just start off with the hi-hat and the snare. So let me get a snare. Alright, so we're gonna add 1 or 2 more drum sounds, and it's gonna be just a little counter snare, and then we're gonna add a little snare roll at the end of the bar, or at the end of the 8 pattern. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the beat. I'm just gonna arrange it real quick and then I'm gonna show you the beat preview. Thank you so much for watching though. Have a great rest of your day, and let me know in the comments, did ChatGPT cook with this beat? Drop it down below, and make sure to drop a like and subscribe. I would appreciate it a lot. I'm really trying to push this YouTube thing, but let's just get into that beat preview.